case may be, to another reading from the Science of Mind magazine daily guides. As you probably already know, most of you, today's reading is written by Reverend Ron Fox. He's writing the whole of July, which is pretty normal. He's called this one, Where Do You Put Your Focus? And well, let's just get on with it and then unpack it as we go along. Where do you put your focus? Well, where do you put your focus? First quote is from John Assaraf, who was actually one of the guys, along with Bob Proctor, in The Secret, the movie The Secret, which got a lot of good reviews. There were some negative things in there. For instance, they're saying you can't just imagine an elephant and it drops in your ring. But the bottom line was, as Bob Proctor later said, you got to do some of the work yourself. And the movie did imply that you could do it all in your mind. And if you were powerful enough, you probably could. But 99.9% of people can't. So Bob Proctor said, yeah, we should probably focus on the fact that you do have to do some of the work yourself. And this is what we're talking about for quite a bit of this month, actually. John Assaraf said, here's the problem. Most people are thinking what they don't want, and then they're wondering why it shows up over and over again. And Ernest Holmes said, thoughts are more than things. They're the cause of things. You've often heard it said that thoughts are things. And that's true, but they're also more than things. At least when you combine thought with feeling. Ernest Holmes said, they are the cause of things. Science of Mind textbook, page 414. And quoting again from my buddy, or my actually late great mentor, Bob Proctor, he says, everything coming into your life, you're attracting. Simply put, like attracts like. And then Reverend Ron goes on to say, if we don't like the stories life shows us, we can revise them. And when we do, our lives begin to improve. Our lives don't depend on chance. We need to build a consciousness that responds to what we want. Sometimes it seems that things do happen by chance, but down at a subconscious level, and on a level where everything's connected, it's not really by chance. It just appears to be that way. And back to Ernest Holmes, he wrote, it is the nature of the universe to give us what we're able to take. It cannot give us more. Some people put it a different way, which says the same thing. I forget who the guru was I read who said it, but it really doesn't matter who it was. That if you ask God, the universe, the all, for something, and it's the size of a bucket, but you hold out a cup, all you can get is a cup. So if your bowl is tiny, that's what you're going to get. If your bowl is big, you're going to get a lot more. And here we're talking about consciousness. You know, the bowl is your conscious ability to actually accept something. So what do you expect? Reverend Ron says the taking is by our thoughts. We create our future today, not from our past. The past is, and these are my words, the past has already created today, and today is creating the future. If you want to know what your life will be like in 6 months, this is what he says, examine what you put into the universal subjective today. Where we place our focus determines the people, the places, and the conditions that we manifest. Ernest Holmes also taught that if you don't know the truth in difficult times, you really don't know the truth. He said, it isn't easy to hold on to the truth in difficult times, but it can be done. The bottom line is that you need to take responsibility for your life, and that means everything. And I'll get a quote from another famous person, Jack Kornfield, who reminds us, blaming others is counterproductive. It makes you a victim. and takes away from you being the spiritual powerhouse that you are. And then back to Reverend Ron. He says, if you don't like what life is showing you, ask yourself the following. How did I create this situation? What do I need to put into the universal subjective to get another result? Quote unquote. Well, you know my thoughts on this, that yes, technically you are creating, or you have by your past thoughts and feelings created what's in your life right now. But as I've mentioned, it's not all going on at a conscious level. It's going on at a subconscious level. And I know this is kind of like repetition, but it really is important that you do your work, that you actually do look into positive things, that when you want something in the future, if part of your brain says, oh, that will never work, then you deny that part and you say, that's just not true. It can work. And then you make an affirmation as to what it is that you want. And every time those negative things come up, you deny them. So you want more money in the bank, and so, well, yeah, it's nice, but it never happened. No. Reject. Turn to what you want. That's what Ernest Holmes always told us. Face reality, but then when you turn away from it, you focus on what it is exactly that you want. And your thoughts and your feelings are the powerhouse that you can use to create your future. But also remember this, never ever blame yourself or someone else because something hasn't shown up. You've learned a lesson. You've learned not what to think. You've learned that subconscious thoughts that are negative can impact you. And you've also learned that you can replace them with positive ones, positive thoughts and feelings. That's the lesson. It's pretty much the same story as yesterday, but just clothed differently. So anyway, here we are again. Let me just bring this up. These are his affirmations. I know I'm a spiritual powerhouse. I know I'm a spiritual powerhouse. I'm responsible for my life. I'm responsible for my life. Nobody else is. I am responsible for my life. I think thoughts that bring to me my hopes and dreams. I think thoughts that bring to me my hopes and dreams. And I put feelings around it. And I put feelings around it. I leave victimhood behind and step into my power. I leave victimhood behind and step into my power. And using this, I'm knowing for each and every person who watches this, who listens to this, I am knowing peace, love, and genuine fulfillment in life as you move forward. So look out for Reverend Lisa tomorrow morning on Creative Life Spiritual Center's Facebook page or YouTube. Look for the recording, I think, that happened today by Daniel Mercadal, one of our practitioners who does the midweek meditation. Hey, and look out for me tomorrow at 5 p.m. or the recording on whatever medium it is that you see me on. Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr. What is it? There's a whole bunch of them out there. Whatever you see it on, keep looking out for me. And I really, really love it when you like our readings. I love it when you respond. I love it. I don't even mind if you give me advice saying, hey, David, I like this. However, would you talk about this, or do you think you could have put it that way? Critique is good. Critique is good. So until next time, namaste.